Welcome to the Survivor to Thriver show with your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Are you a survivor of abuse or other trauma? Are you tired of feeling stuck, silent, and stressed all the time? This is the podcast people from all over the world join in to learn exactly how to stop suffering and start living with more inner peace and joy. Are you ready to eliminate suffering from your life and transform from a survivor to thriver? Then congratulations, you are in the right place. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back to the Survivor to Thriver show. And welcome back indeed. I know I haven't uploaded an episode for the last couple of days or so. It's because I've been really focused on preparing for the launch of a new training that I will be offering. It's actually a free online training webinar on the 5 secrets to stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy. Well, if you have been a regular listener to this podcast, you might be thinking, hey, what's up with that? You know, what's different about that training compared to the podcast? And I'm pretty sure I've counted way more than 5 secrets that Samia has shared with us already. And you are absolutely right. I have shared way more than 5 secrets with you. But here's the difference between what we're doing with the podcast and what I'm going to be doing with the training. In the podcast, my intention and goal is to just go really deep with you. Whatever is the topic or issue of reflection on a given day, I go deep into it. So that's why it's taken us, wow, I don't even know how many episodes we have already done, and on just reflections on the idea of love. And guess what? We actually have way more to go. We're not even nearly done with that. And that's because I keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into examining every important concept and idea that emerges through the process of reflection on the issue. And that, I think, is a very valuable thing. I know certainly for me, it has been really helpful and valuable as I reflect on these issues to speak to you about them. I have to reflect on them first within myself, right? And every time I engage in these reflections, I know I am gaining new insights and deeper perspectives, more clarity on many of these issues and topics. So it's a very meaningful process. It's a very important process. But at the same time that we are going deep, it's also really important to every so often step back and take a big picture perspective on things. You know, when you have an issue like, okay, how do I stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy? How do I transform from a survivor to a thriver? If you don't have a big picture perspective on what it takes to successfully achieve that survivor to thriver transformation, you can really begin to feel lost on your way. You know that was a challenge that I really struggled with before I became clear on these 5 steps to the survivor and thriver formula that I've now identified and encapsulated within the survivor to thriver formula. It was like for a long time, I felt like I was on this emotional roller coaster and I was not able to get off it. Even though it was like I got to a point where I was sick and tired of being on this emotional roller coaster, feeling good when things are good, and then something like a crisis hits or life happens, and then suddenly you're not feeling so good anymore. And it's like, oh my gosh, how do I control my wellness? How do I control my ability to experience peace and joy, to create and maintain my inner peace and joy? You see? Or is it that we're doomed to feeling good when things are good and not when things are not? It's like, no, there has to be a better way. There must be something that I'm missing. It's like everything that I was doing to help myself did help to some extent, but it wasn't the full solution. There was always part of the picture that was missing for me. And I didn't know what was missing. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I struggled for a long time to figure these things out, and I can tell you it made such a huge difference for me once I figured out the big picture, once I figured out what these 5 steps are on the survivor to thriver journey. Because once you know what the big picture is of what it takes to heal, what it takes to stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy, then you have a sense of clarity on, okay, this is where I am on the journey and this is where I need to go. And you can then make informed decisions on what your next steps need to be, where you need to go. So you can get off that emotional roller coaster and get yourself onto the straight path. And that just is so awesome. Wow. It can be fun to be on a roller coaster for a little while, but that's not how you want to live your life, I'm sure. I know I don't. So I'm so happy that I am no longer on that emotional roller coaster, or at least I can choose not to be, because that's really the key word here, the key idea, the goal that we're really striving for is to get to a place where we have all the skills and the knowledge that we need in order to be able to create and maintain our states of inner peace and joy at will, no matter what the circumstances may be. Because when you have that knowledge and those skills, and you're able to achieve, then you're able to achieve that control. You see, and once you have control over your experience, then you truly have choice. Right? You can choose to be happy. You can choose to respond to your circumstances with inner peace and joy, regardless of what the circumstances may be. And I really do mean regardless of whatever the circumstances may be. And I'm not saying that lightly, see? But until you have the knowledge and the skills that you need to be able to, really create and maintain your inner peace and joy at will. You don't really have control. You don't really have it. It's like you have the capacity to choose, but the ability to choose is not quite real for you. And when that choice does not feel real, because you don't have the knowledge and skills you need, then you can't feel empowered about the choice, or even really believe in the idea of choice. I know I didn't always believe in the idea that I could choose to be happy no matter what my circumstances may be. But now I know. I know that it's a choice. And I know exactly what I need to do in order to make that a reality for myself when challenging situations hit. And they still hit. And there's still times when I choose to just allow myself to, well, sometimes, you enjoy just, I call it, I have these phases where I just want, like, to be able to go into a place of just feeling bad and just allowing myself to, when the negative thoughts are coming, to just allow them to come and just acknowledge them and accept them and just be with them for a while. But then when I'm ready to sort of get out of that, I know how to do it. So having that ability to choose, that is priceless, and that's golden. That's the goal that I want to help you achieve. That's why I'm engaging in the work that I do. That's why I've started this show, because I want to share with you the knowledge and the skills that you need to be able to achieve that kind of control in your life. Okay, so for that we need both to be able to go deep into all the different aspects and issues that impact our ability to stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy. But at the same time, we also need the big picture perspective. So this podcast is great for going deep, but for the big picture perspective, you'll have to join me on the training. And did I mention it's going to be a free online training? That's right, absolutely free online training. It's going to be a webinar, more specifically. So webinar, I know some people are not familiar with that terminology. So webinar is basically just a live stream. So it's you'll be able to see me in real time on your computer screen or phone screen, and you'll be able to see me, you'll be able to hear me, and you'll also have the opportunity to submit questions and comments over live chat. So we can actually have some back and forth engagement, which I'm really excited about, because as awesome as it is to be engaging through these podcasts, I'm really looking forward to that time that we can have live, and that potential for back and forth engagement in the moment, because you can live chat with me. So I'm really excited about it. It's coming up on just under 2 weeks now, on Saturday, the 21st of March at 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. That's Saturday, March 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. So mark your calendars, and I will give you more information later about where you can sign up for the free online training. I'm still working, like I said, I'm still working on the launch for it. So the registration pages and all that, they will be available soon. We're not quite there yet, but they will be available within the next few days. So I'll keep you updated on the progress, and in the meanwhile, we'll continue to cover great content and go deep on all of those really important issues through this podcast. So keep listening, and if you haven't already, please head on over to iTunes right now. Leave this show a 5-star rating so that other people can also find this show easily and benefit from it. Okay, so please go to iTunes right now, leave that 5-star rating, and I will connect with you next episode. Wishing you lots of peace and joy.